All right, guys, we are live. We are back again with the weekly vol.
Oh
I've
shit,
titled
we're
this.
live.
We're live. We're live. We're live. I've titled this one "Iran Israel Market Analysis" by IVX. So hopefully we get some people who are maybe new to us that
I'm
want
sharing in the
to
Discord.
learn. Fantastic, fantastic, and in Telegram if that's okay, if that's
Yeah,
possible. So yeah, guys, how's it going? Yeah, hopefully we can get some new people on the show this week, as we are going to be talking about what's happened over the last 24 hours, specifically, as well as kind of what's been going on in the broader market as well. So yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty, uh, you know, a pretty volatile time, you could say, with some global tensions across the board, really, but particularly with what's happened in Iran yesterday. And I think some of the uncertainty around war and around just global tensions, I should say, did actually cause the market to move quite a bit. We actually can see this very, very clearly if we look at like something like Bitcoin, where even yesterday we're hovering around 108K at the heights of the day. And but before you see these big, big red candles, and these red candles took us all the way down to as low as 102.8. So quite a drop there over the call it a 5% drop over a few hours, 10 hours or so. Um, but since then, seems like we've been recovering a little bit. It seems to me that so far, I think the market is realizing that this is something that perhaps will be settled over time, and I don't think has caused a bigger impact just yet on the market. I would have expected
yeah.
a little bit
This
bigger
this
of an
always
impact.
settles.
Yeah, go on.
It always settles
What is
down,
your take on
and
everything?
yeah, like it was expected for it to affect the market this way. Like we've seen it on April 13th of 2024, and we've seen it also on uh, October 26th,
Yeah,
2024. We've seen these big wicks, and like almost every time, 90% of the time, like it it continues to go back up, like because if things don't keep escalating, like yeah, the market will price it in, like people will get used to it and they won't care anymore about uh, nukes or geopolitical stuff. So like the same as the tariff stuff, like once you have this big massive shock, like sentimental shock, like yeah, it most of the time it bottoms stuff.
yeah, yeah. So I think with that in mind, like how do you think like everything is played out with where we are with Bitcoin as well? I mean, I've really zoomed out here. This is this is looking at price action back at the end of last year. So we're really taking a picture here of from November to now. So call it like 8 months. This is 8 months of price action on Bitcoin. How would you look at this, and kind of where do you think we are in the grand scheme now with the global tensions as well that we're seeing over the last day or so?
mm, I think we're in a very critical level here, because like after last week, before like after the online feud between Trump and Elon, like we've seen Bitcoin go as low as 100K, like the famous psychological support, which is like the 100K level, and it
Hmm.
bounced quite quite well. Like it didn't even go below 100K. It just went like from 100 and 100.5K to like 110 in maybe 3 days.
Yeah,
So yeah, we definitely saw some like a ton of interest there, from either from retail or other institutions. Like we've seen a lot of people buying,
yeah,
and a lot of it was also like an open interest. Like a lot of it was perps volume. So you also have to take into consideration that open interest, at the end of the day, it will get flushed. Like people that open their perp trades will eventually like will close it. Uh, but yeah, like I think we hold here, but 100K is very critical. I think if we lose it, we probably go to like 94.
Yeah. I mean,
So
look,
I
I've
think
just
it's
mapped.
critical for us to hold it.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with you. Like this is I mean, even if you zoom out, you can probably see this for yourself. Where probably, I mean, this is the number that you're looking at right here, right? Maybe it's a bit higher than this. Maybe it's somewhere like this. Um, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
look,
so somewhere around 90, like a bit more, a bit less, it won't matter.
yeah. But I mean, but the point is, right? You can clearly see it here, here, here. All of this stuff right here. This has been a really strong support. Became resistance as well. Finally broke up against it. Retested it again. This is an area that's had multiple areas of, it's been a really strong point of like where prices either settled, supported, or kind of resisted. And I think if we go across here, we can see that there's quite a bit of air like in between like these kind of ranges as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see if the price did fall. Yeah, would we go all the way down to that level? And I think I would agree that that is probably one of the outcomes. Holding above 101k, I think, is certainly like one of the most important things too. So yeah, I'm totally in agreement with you there. Something that I find a little bit bearish actually is the fact that we've had so many different tests of of these highs, right? I mean, we were at 108k in December, right there. We did it again in January, end of January, 108k. We finally broke it back in May, going as close as 112, I believe, right? Yeah. And then again, just earlier this week, breaking 108k, but just having a failed breakout there and going all the way back down. This is four times that we've kind of tried to break this, and yeah, I think the more times we test it, the stronger it will get. But I think it's kind of bearish actually in the short term for me anyway. Seeing the price, despite all of the good fundamentals that we have seen on Bitcoin, yeah, fail to break out.
Yeah, and all the institutions buying. I think there was like five new institutions buying.
Yeah, all of the institutions buying. Sailor is still buying. Yeah, I mean, this is supposedly a good market for equities now as well. Um, we seem to be over a lot of the Trump tariffs, and a lot of that has all been priced in. But in general, I think crypto in general has had lots of good news. Lots of people, trying to replicate the MicroStrategy kind of TradFi like instruments. And yeah, I think in general, I think crypto prices haven't really reflected that. So yeah, personally, I am, and again, no financial advice, but I am just feeling a little bit bearish in the broader market overall. And it seems like you kind of feel the same way.
Yeah. Uh, I kind of feel that if we go, I don't know, if we don't recover like back above maybe 107 today, I feel like we can go way lower, because this a lot of the stuff like reminds me of back on December, January, when Sailor was just like blasting 1 billion every single week, and we couldn't even break above 110.
So yeah, what
So
this is literally what you're referring to, right? Like we had the initial rise, we couldn't break it. Sailor continues to bid, but like yeah, in the end it didn't work out, and we went way lower, all the way down as low as 74k. Low 70s again. And again, look, it looks like a very, very similar pattern here as well, right? All of this good
yeah,
stuff, but again, a deviation here and kind of back below it. I would, my again, I'm feeling quite bearish, but I think if I did see a reclaim of like that 108k, like local high back in December and January, like back above this, just like we were a few days ago, holding it and kind of remaining above it, then I would feel bullish again. I think as long as we're
yeah,
above this level, even if we're holding it, then I think there's potential to go to new highs then. But yeah, it's
yeah,
a tricky one for now. We're kind of in the middle. We're kind of in like no man's land here, like right in the middle of the range. Not at the range high, not at the range low. So yeah, I mean, if you caught the news yesterday, yeah, I think anyone who managed to catch it, good shorts there. There was a lot of volatility. But yeah, it seems like a lot of it has kind of settled now as well.
Yeah,
Um,
agree.
I mean, let's take a look at ETH as well because ETH has been trading kind of crazily as well. We've got the same range that we've mapped out for the last few weeks actually, and on Wednesday, we almost
This
broke out.
is criminal, criminal, criminal.
Yeah, I think we were getting very very excited on Wednesday. I remember about the
Um,
possibility of ETH going to 3K, but I think the as soon as this closed under, I personally was a little bit bearish, and I think this chart has been absolutely perfect in mapping this out, and you can see that we stopped directly at this level as well. This kind of range bound area that we've been in since early May. And now we're kind of back at square one again, back at 2,500 again. So
yeah,
yeah, a very very
this
tricky
is.
one.
I think this is gonna be very bad. It's gonna be a tough summer, a very
Yeah,
tough
I
summer.
mean, Mo, you've been trading Ether yourself quite a lot as well. Like, how have you? Been your strategy for kind of finding longs or shorts on ETH?
Yeah, most of the time I was like just scalping 1% moves on Ethereum because I think its move is more amplified than Bitcoin. So like, if Bitcoin moves like 0.5%, ETH can move 1 to 1.5%. So I just need sometimes like I just want to figure out where Bitcoin wants to go, and then I would look at ETH BTC on the low time frame, and there I would decide whether I want to long ETH or short ETH. Because if I see Bitcoin wants to go up and ETH BTC is bullish, I'd go like long ETH. But if I see
Mm.
like uh, Bitcoin is bearish and ETH BTC like looks bearish as well, I would short ETH because like as I said, ETH's move is usually amplified compared to Bitcoin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, fair, fair.
But yeah,
I
I
think.
had a very big sized long on Ethereum and I round tripped the hell out of it, man.
And what do you think like you can learn and maybe you can share with the traders who are watching today that they can learn to like yeah, avoid those mistakes.
Yeah, and no crying in the casino.
Say again? There's no crying in the casino. Yeah, but what can we learn from it? Like how can we
Yeah,
all
like
become better traders from it?
uh, I wouldn't say using leverage or sizing up is particularly a bad thing, but like
No.
uh yeah, definitely set out certain levels to at least shave some profits off. Like there's no need to fully take profit, but like at least shave some profits, book some profits, treat yourself for something nice, like set your stop loss at entry when, or at least above entry, like set your stop loss and profit when the trade is up massively, all this stuff like that. Have exact invalidation points, all this stuff.
Okay. Okay. Fine. 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 Yeah. I think all really really good points there as well. So yeah,
Yep.
look, I think ETH again. Like now that we're we went down as low as 2,400 again. I think that's crazy, right? A couple of days ago we were talking about 3,000. Now 2,400. Uh,
Brother,
get a couple of
ETH
good.
weekly chart is literally cancer.
I mean, look at those wicks. Holy, look
This
at
is
those
this is
wicks.
going way lower. This is going lower.
I mean, when you see wicks like this, you know that it's just a battle
One,
between the
two,
longs and
three,
the
four,
shorts,
five. Man, there is no
and the
way.
longs just don't have it in them to get above. And so, yeah, eventually, these guys will get tired, right? And yeah, I do.
And there
In my
was tons of inflows for Ethereum
yeah,
ETF.
yeah. I mean, there was a lot of companies doing the ETH MicroStrategy as well, and didn't seem to be working out. So
Yeah, I saw an institution like now holds 400 million in Ethereum.
yeah, well, it's going to be
And
300 million in a few weeks, then,
yeah,
isn't it?
and the ETH BTC chart is also nasty. Nasty work, nasty work.
Mm. Okay, so let's have a look at that one. ETH BTC. Uh, Okay, so I mean, again, it's tried to like break out, this, once here, second time, third time, fourth time, and every time it just gets slapped back down every single time. Uh, and it seems like it's happened again. It's holding support here pretty nicely. But yeah,
Yeah,
let's
yeah, but
see.
like this structure like this, like usually tells you it wants to go way lower.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I do think that this is going to go lower. I think just based on how this looks as well. There's just the Bulls are trying, they're trying, and it's just not working. So yeah, it doesn't look particularly great in my eyes. If we take a look at alts, we can see that they've actually been pretty badly affected as well. I mean, you take a look at something like Sol, which we said, was going to go all the way to these lows and is now actually breaking even below that. Whereas, just a couple of days ago, we were talking about how it was breaking out and, maybe potentially could go back to $180. I mean, things change so quickly in crypto. And I guess you can see that very, 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 very easily when you see like the strength of this sold going down, almost 20% in, a day or so. Yeah, literally a day. Um, Now, Sol's at a very interesting point here because you could argue like is this if it doesn't kind of show strength here and bounce up, I do think like $130 is where this is going to end up. I don't know if you've been trading so much yourself, Mo, this week.
Yeah, I made two longs on it. One from like low 150s to high 150s, and the other one was like from 160 to like 168. I took profit at the top. I wish I shorted though.
Yeah, I mean, this chart looks really, really, really weak now. And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
like it shows you like a big double top,
yeah,
and
here.
you see the neckline.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, you zoom out and it looks quite poor actually. Yeah, it had this really, really good run from April, going into May, but I think even since then, like this is look at this McDonald's sign pattern. Um, yeah, I'm a little bit worried if it doesn't bounce here, which I do think that it can still bounce from here. Let's see how the next day or so goes. If it doesn't, though, I do think 130 is like the likely outcome here. I'm feeling pretty bearish on this chart from a technical perspective,
Yeah, yeah.
even though despite that, fundamentally there's still some interesting things happening. Right, there's pump funds token launch happening. Is that going to suck even more money out of Sol? Is part of it? As part of Sol's poor price action, like this being priced in to some extent as well, do you think?
Yeah, I do think so that pump funds CGE or pump funds token sale is definitely bearish for Solana,
Yeah.
because there's rumors that pump fund will make their own chain. The other thing is that uh, meme coins will now be paired against pump token and not against Solana.
Is that confirmed?
It's all rumors, but yeah, like in case that happens, yeah, Solana below $100 definitely.
Hmm. So, what would you say are some of the outperformers? I mean, there's one that I think that we can talk about.
The most obvious one, like Hyperliquid. Yeah,
Yeah, Hyperliquid, absolutely. Which continue to break out and actually hit all-time highs on Wednesday. And even despite going to $37,
it
um,
it it doesn't have drawdown more than 10-15%. Never.
yeah, it's recovered like very, very well from that $37, and up 8% already from where we were 12 hours ago. So yeah, it's done pretty well already, and it's trading at prices higher than last week when we last did the weekly vol. So yeah, Hype continues to do well, and yeah, I think continues to be the coin that CT love the most here. So yeah, I mean, really, really can't complain. I think Hype is just honestly just on a different level. Um, this asset is just a monster, and yeah, continues to showcase this. Yeah, I don't really have much to say here apart from yeah, it's just really, really, really good. Filecoin also has been generally been performing quite strongly. Although I think since yeah, so I remember actually last week we talked about
Jewish fake
Filecoin
out.
dropping, and yeah, huge fake out here. I mean, what the hell happened here? What on earth happened here? Up 78% in a week, and then since Wednesday, down over 20%. Did go down over 30% at one point as well. But now again, Filecoin being in the middle of nowhere here, I don't necessarily know where it's going to go. I think I'm leaning more towards $1 than $1.30. There has been
Yeah,
the one outperformer in the actual top 100 is
SPX.
SPX, indeed, yeah. This one has been running, and I think over the last 7 days it's still up, even though despite the fact that it's down a little bit, down 25% since Wednesday. But it still is up on the 1 week. So yeah, this has been a really, really strong one. This is up multiple X's from the bottom in March. I think 600%. Yeah, 600% up from the bottom in March in 3 months. So yeah, what an incredible performance there with SPX. And again, I think there's two other coins that have been really capturing the attention of CT. One of them, and this is all down to this kind of people really focusing a lot more on revenues. So one of them is
Is it
Aave.
Aave? Yeah, I wanted to say Aave. Yeah.
Yeah, so Aave is one of them, and again, like it's really strong performance from April, and I think even if we look at the last 1 week from last episode, like again, performed really, really, really well. Only not down anywhere near as much from Wednesday's top, down 13% only, whereas most other things are down a little bit more than that. But Aave generally looking pretty strong here, and yeah, it continues to grow. Now Aave is worth multiple billions, I believe. I think Aave's market cap is about 4 bill, something like that. But there is something that's got half of that valuation, and yeah, has also been a really, really big performer, and that is Sky, aka MakerDAO, which again also has been performing really well. Maybe this isn't the best chart to use. Let's see which one will be better to use. Kraken,
Is it
maybe. I don't.
MakerDAO?
Yeah, maybe we can just look at the actual Maker chart itself. But again, has
Yeah.
been performing really, really, really well. This goes as far as February, and yeah, basically since February, this has been in an up only trend, which yeah, it's been nice to see here. Very, very, very nice to see. So yeah, that's Maker. Yeah, as you can see there, really respecting the trend line and just kind of going up pretty well. It was worth over $2,000 on Thursday actually, but again has pulled back quite nicely again, and maybe this is an opportunity for people to kind of ape in. With that in mind, there's I think also one other coin that's kind of on my personal radar as well, and that is something like Pendle. And I think Pendle looks interesting to me because of it's fundamentally a very, very strong asset in terms of what it offers. It's got a little bit of a moat. And I think there are some, potential upgrades as well coming. And it seems like it's sat at some level of support right now. And so, yeah, maybe if we can kind of pull this down, maybe there's some level of support around here. So you can see this has been an area. Maybe if I just clean up the chart a little bit. Let's have a look. So you can see like this has been an area here, here, here. You can see here, really, really a lot of price action around here as well. And now we just sat right on it as well. So if we fall below it, then maybe it's your chance to kind of accumulate. Maybe you want to even short it a little bit. But I think there is potentially some sort of bull case coming for something like Pendle with the upcoming future upgrades that they have with Boris as well. So I think this is an asset that I actually am considering, getting a position in, especially with kind of this revenue meta. I say revenue meta. I don't really like using that phrase. Everything should be revenue generating, but especially with like Maker that we just looked at, Aave that we looked at, and of course Hype being the epitome of this. I do think that Pendle might be one that can potentially come in that category too. But yeah, let's wait and see. Are there any other coins on your radar as well at the moment, Mo?
Uh, I've been also looking at like pair trading,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
looking at certain
Absolutely.
and all that stuff. Like lately, the long ETH short Solana trade has been amazing.
Yes. Do you have and do you think that's going to continue?
No, or I don't know, maybe.
Hmm.
I
What
think it can
uh
suffer a
what
bit more.
what kind of pair trades are you looking at right now then?
Probably like longing Bitcoin and shorting all this vaporware. But like lately, it was long ETH because ETH has been outperforming Bitcoin, but not
Hmm.
anymore.
I mean, there's been some pretty there's been a lot of red in the market. I'm looking, Sonic down 15%, Celestia down 15% again.
Celestia at new all-time
Yeah,
low.
new lows, and I think it's still worth over $1 billion in market cap. It's still in the top 100, so I think
One 1.7.
still more blood in that market to come.
Pera as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, Bear
1.9.
has been really, really disappointing, unfortunately. I thought, this is potentially getting close to its bottom here, but nope, just continues and continues to fall, and yeah, been very, very, very disappointed with that. Yeah, we're at new lows today, so yeah, that's sad, but that's just the reality that we're in now. I mean, you have the price action has been so bleak that you see that that time back in March at $9 seems like such a a different world. Um, but what can you do? I think you just have to look at what's in front of you, and maybe we'll see some more bearish price action on something like Bera. I don't know where do you see the bottom being? There is some intrinsic value of Bera, of course, and where do you think like the market will price that? Do you think it's going to be 50 cents, $1, $1.50 here, or have we bottomed? What do you think?
Like, if you had asked me that question like 3 months ago, I would have told you the bottom for Pera would be around $4 or $5.
Yeah.
And if you would have asked me the same question like a month ago, I would have said it's $2-3. Now, like, if Bitcoin like sneezes, alts can get tracked even more. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bera at 1.5 or even one
Yeah.
dollar. But like, yeah, I don't know if it can go even lower than that. It's way below the VC round.
It's way, way below the VC round. I mean, if you look at, I mean, this is looking at FDV as well. Remember that these tokens are still locked. If you look at like the actual circulating market cap, this is a 200 million market cap coin. Even right now at this price, 200 million market cap. Um, I mean, it seems very, very low already, doesn't it? To buy something at 200 million. Like an L1 chain at 200 million. Just to put it into reference here, Hyperliquid versus Berachain, Hyperliquid is 200x higher than Bera in terms of valuation. Um, when I'm comparing Hyperliquid
Yeah,
FTV versus Bearer circulating market cap, which is a different thing to be fair. I guess in reality the difference is about 70x. But if you look at circulating supply, which is a lot, like 50x even is a lot. Is that justified? Maybe, I don't know. The market clearly thinks so. But I think even if you compare Bearer to like perhaps some of the other L ones, it's like multiple 5x cheaper than perhaps where it should be. But yeah, for some reason the prices keep nuking, and I'd really do wonder like where that bottom is. Um, yeah, it's a very tricky one, very tricky one. Migs has a comment here as well about the LST premium for BGT. Yeah, it has also gone down quite significantly. I checked the iBGT having a 22% premium, and I think some of the other BGT wrappers being, just above 10%. As predicted for 1.1, will it stay around here? I'm assuming you're talking about POL version 1.1. I have absolutely no idea. I guess if you think about it in the long run, as more and more BGT comes to the market, there is going to be more dilution, and therefore the yields dilute, and therefore it becomes less attractive. Eventually, it will kind of dilute a little bit, but I feel like it's not that much of a premium right now for the kind of reward that you get. I think BGT is definitely worth more than 1.2 Bera, but I think a lot of it is priced in because of a little bit of uncertainty with what's going to happen with the new version of POL, or whatever kind of changes that the foundation decide to implement when it comes to POL. So I think because of that, there is this premium decay which is happening right now. I don't know if it's going to stay like that or not. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's been disappointing. But that doesn't mean things can't change around. I think things can definitely change around. It's just a case of trying to implement them and execute perfectly. Which let's see if that happens. Is this a chart that I would look to short now? I don't necessarily think so. Mo, what do you think? Like, yeah, sure, we might expect the price to drop a little bit more, but I think really the damage has been done so badly here already that I would be a little bit apprehensive to
Yeah,
short now.
I wouldn't short Bera, even though it can go a bit more
Um,
down. I wouldn't
yeah,
short
I
it.
mean, I think your time to short.
Even though this also doesn't seem like a bottom. It doesn't feel like a bottom.
It doesn't. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't feel like a bottom. But I would be wary because I think any time, right, something like this can squeeze 2x in a day. It's 200 million market cap, right? Like what's a 10% move? That's nothing. It's 10 million in market cap. How much liquidity do you need to shift? Or how much? Yeah, how much do you need to shift something by 10 million market cap?
1 million in like
Maybe
buys.
even less, maybe it depends how, maybe if the order book is thin,
Yeah,
it could even be like 500K, and we could be one individual could move the price by 10%. So yeah, I think at this point, given just how much damage there has been, I would be a little bit wary to short here. Definitely more keen to long something like Bera over, let's say, a 2-month horizon. But yeah, I think you never know with something like this. I think the trend is still trending lower, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna call the bottom, but I do think like yeah, the trade is mostly done here if you are looking to short it. Um, yeah, that's just my take on it.
yeah, agree.
Yeah, I mean, are there any other interesting assets as well? I think I've been looking at gold a little bit actually. Maybe I can share gold because gold is up like 1.5% almost today, and it's almost about to break out. So gold was trading at this price back in May, but fell quite a lot over a short period of time, like 10% in like a week back in May, and since then has
Yeah,
just been slowly trending up, like up like 10% in a month. This is
yeah.
gold.
It's all because of the, like people being afraid of a recession and like the geopolitical escalations. All of this, uh, it all increases uncertainty in the market, and gold is usually a safe haven, so people resort to it in times of uncertainty.
Yeah, and I think this back in early May was around Trump stuff that Trump was doing at the time with tariffs. But yeah, now that it's kind of approaching this point, we've if you look from a technical perspective, we had a deviation above. We couldn't break the resistance there, and maybe this is third time lucky. Let's see, but I've been keeping an eye out on gold, and maybe I'm gonna trade a little bit of gold uh, on the breakout as a little swing trade. But again, just something that I was keeping my eye on. And then I think I was just looking at like equities as well. They seem to continue the trend as we've seen. So they're up again from last week, ever so slightly. I think today the market's just down a little bit, 1% or 2 across the board. But yeah, generally I haven't seen anything too crazy there. I guess Hood has been like a really interesting asset because that has just been in a crazy bull market, as you can see, just absolutely ripping. And yeah, that hit new highs this week, I believe. And I guess the other one that we can comment on now is going to be, of course, Circle, which has now had its IPO and was doing really, really, really well actually. I think how high did this go? This went really, really quite high. Even a few days ago, no? It went to, oh, here you go, 140 on Monday. Since then has pulled back. So yeah, has pulled back like 20%. But yeah, $110 for Circle, pretty big.
Yeah.
Pretty big indeed. Right, couple of questions here from Migs. With the market cap this low, doesn't become attractive for market manipulation to long or short bearer. Does it become or doesn't it? I think the market cap is still low enough. Well, it's still big enough for people to potentially, yeah, maybe people can manipulate it a little bit. It depends on the order books, really. I'm not sure how thick they are, how deep they are, who's market making. I think there's multiple stuff that goes on in the background here that makes it very hard for a retail like myself to try and deduce what's happening. There's a lot of information that you need to gather to try and figure that out. But yeah, maybe it's possible. Maybe it is. Eventually, if it keeps dropping, then absolutely it will be. But yeah, let's wait and see. Right. Last couple questions from anyone. If you've got any, drop them down right now. Otherwise, I think we can wrap things up, Mo. Yeah, I mean, the market's been interesting again with a lot of volatility. Remember that you can trade this volatility by using options, 0-day options that we have with IVX. So go and have a play around with them and see if you can master the option trading itself. Yeah, feel free to do so. You can see it right here. You can trade Bitcoin, Bearer, you can trade ETH. And you can get some pretty crazy leverage here as well, which I think is part of the fun with what we have here. So yeah, let us know your thoughts. One last final question from Migs, his thoughts on Ohm here. Let's have a quick look at the Ohm chart. Ohm hasn't been something that I've been looking at too much recently, although I do like Ohm in general. I think it's a nice, very, very nice asset. It was trading at a high premium, so I think a lot of that premium has eroded somewhat. I still think it's trading at still quite a bit of a premium overall. So I think what if the hype has died down a little bit, then I think Ohm's backing is around about $11.5 per ohm, and I think it trades at 19. So there's still like quite a huge premium on it. Yeah, those are just my thoughts right now. I think it's still something that people say it's a little bit like a stable coin, but yeah, which it is. But I think I'd be a buyer of Ohm if it trades at like 10-20% premium. Just like BGT, right? I think 100% premium seems a little bit too high. Yeah, the hype chart looks bullish, right? Looks very, very bullish. Right, let's wrap things up. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, talking about the markets with this global uncertainty to some extent as well. Let us know what you like about the show as well. Come and join our Telegram, where you can come and chat to us about markets. Otherwise, we'll be back again next week.